Hello. First I want to say I recorded like a vlog today and I tried to upload it a couple times from my webcam. And it's like, check your internet connection, which was fine. But then I go on YouTube and they're doing like word updating blah blah blah. So I'm like, okay, that's why. So I'm like, I tried uploading it. Or it says you can upload, but it won't be done to it in processing. And so I'm like, okay, and then I check back way later and it doesn't showed up. So I'm gonna check tomorrow. Right away. Well, actually later because it's like 2 something, but I'll check, and if it's not up, I'll just put it up and, just put in the description that I recorded it. Not, yeah, when I recorded it. But pretty much that's it. And also, Kyle, if you get the same message from me like 5 times, I'm sorry. It was like, you're not sending, and I was confused. I'm like, oh, it's because of stupid updates. So if you get the same message saying, I hope everything's going okay, talk to you later, or something like that, I'm sorry. YouTube fail. So hopefully if I upload this, it'll work. This is going to be a video about things that, like, pet peeves. Things that annoy me, because I feel like ranting. So this might be just like kind of just random, but and this may be like more than one thing. Like I might just do like videos where I just rant about random stuff that pisses me off, that unorganized. Because sometimes I'll have a main topic for something and I'll be able to make a whole video, but sometimes there's just little things that come across my mind. I'm like, oh, but I couldn't make that into a video because it, just one little thing. So I might do this. So I might just call it like random ranting and then give it a title or something. But let's go. Continue. I guess the first thing that really pisses me off is when people try and make me like feel stupid. It's kind of like I can be a little ditzy. I mean, I'm consider myself more book smart than anything. I was good at school and good grades, and I usually, I don't know, try to have a decent vocabulary and stuff like that. But when people just like, if I make a grammatical error, well, maybe not particularly grammatical because I can be a grammar Nazi, but like a spelling. I'm not the greatest at spelling. That's why Firefox is my best friend with this auto correcting, and spell check is my best friend. But if I make a slight little like error, people, it's one thing to comment and then like, oh, you've misspelled this, but when people like just leave annoying little comments, like I think I spelled almost wrong one time. My friend had to make a comment. I'm like, I was uploading a picture from my phone. I don't have autocorrect on there, so. But I hate it when people try to make me feel stupid, especially when it's just other things, like anything. Especially when it's someone who's no smarter than me. I don't know. Because not that my friends are stupid, but excuse me, it just really annoys me when people seem to. I can just tell, like, from the way like certain people just talk to me. It's like, why are you talking to me like I'm stupid? It just irks me. I hate it because I don't like feeling stupid. Because I try to make myself appear, I don't know. It really annoys me. I hate, like, really, I can't make, or I make a little mistake or state something obvious, be like, oh, that's blue, whatever. If I kind of speak out loud, or think out loud or something, people will be like, oh yeah, very good, or sweetheart, that's strangle. I hate it when people try and make themselves like the most important thing in the world. Not just like, oh, they want my attention and they're upset or something and they, need my attention. But when people act like, if I get upset at someone and they act like, oh, you're dumping me as a friend, dumping me as a friend would be the worst decision of your life. And I'm like, whoa, I just got mad at you because you did something stupid, you maybe, I don't know, you got in an argument or something. Like, to me, I feel like if you're gonna like totally blow it out of proportion, now I can be that way. I can overreact, and I, just if I've been ranting, I'm not denying the fact that I'm incapable of doing anything of this stuff. I am, human, just like everyone else, but I don't, but they act like oh, they act like they're better than, like, oh, I'm so great, you're getting mad at me over some little thing, I'm just gonna assume you're dumping me as a friend and I'm the greatest. Yeah, it just pisses me off. It's like, really, don't freak out. I'm sorry I called you out on something that annoyed me. How about you just, like, I don't know, say you're sorry or explain yourself or something instead of jumping to that conclusion. And I just hate it when people, like, again, with acting like the most important thing in the world, I hate when people try and make me, oh, and I also hate when people try and make me feel bad about certain things. It's like, oh, you like him? What, what's wrong with you? Or they act like they're better or whatever. Like, they make me feel bad, stuff like that. That really, I hate that. It's like, oh, well, you're, off pursuing something impossible. And, like, I don't know, whatever, you're trying to do something, or you have a, goal or something, and they're like, oh, I'm like, way to make me feel bad. Or, this happened to you that one time and it made you really sad. Thanks for reminding me. It's like, I feel like that happens to me a lot. Like, oh, that's nice, thanks for making me feel bad. But because, I don't know. I hate it when people don't listen. They don't, like, listen to, well, just listen to people who don't listen, but people who don't listen, like, when you get upset with them, they just kind of blow you off. Like, if they make a mistake or they do something to upset you, like, or whatever, and, reasonable, you're reacting reasonably. You're not, like, exploding on them, you're reacting reasonable, and this is something reasonable. It's not like they just, I don't know, did something low. Like, they actually did do something legitimately to upset you, and you're legitimately upset, and you respond in a mature manner, but they just kind of blow you off. I've had people do that. It just irritates me. It's like, it's a good thing to have. Like, I have a friend, we were in stage crew, and this one bitchy lady who was involved, I can't remember, she was like a director, she was like, I don't know, whatever, she was in part of the directing staff or whatever of the show, and she, we had it was intermission, we had a pop, my friend had a bag of popcorn, my can was empty, but whatever, and she's like, oh, get that off the stage, and like, really nasty. I'm like, geez, actually we were on the stage with our stage manager, and he, sharing popcorn with him, and then the director of the show just walks by us, with, it's just saying hi and passing and asking how things are going, and, but, it kind of bugs me, stuff like that gets to me sometimes, and I'm like, to ask my friend, I'm like, dude, doesn't that bother you? He's like, no, I just kind of, I heard what she was saying, but I just kind of, But when people do that, like, when someone's legitimately has a problem, or, when it's something ridiculous, like, some bitch is bitching you out for no reason, I can understand, but, other than that, it just annoys me. It's like, listen to what other people, I also, I hate it when artists act like they're better than everyone else in the art world. It's kind of like they go on some ego trip because they're so awesome. To me, I look at, like, there's no such thing as a bad artist, Kyle. But there's no such thing as a bad artist. Everyone's good in their own way, Kyle. You're a good artist, damn it. But for real, like, there's no such thing as unless you're one of those retarded people who thinks, I could draw a line on a piece of paper and tape it to a wall. I'm a modern artist. No, you're lazy. But, if you draw or you paint or whatever you do, I mean, everyone's good at something. I know I have a friend who, he wasn't good at, like, painting and drawing and stuff, but he was really good with wire. Like, we did a wire project once, he was really good at it. I have another friend who's good at pottery, really good at pottery and Julia Metals type stuff, rather than painting and drawing. There are all kinds of, there's a wide array of art out there. But I hate it when people act like they're the best. No matter what, there's always going to be someone better than you. There's going to be someone more advanced than you, but we're all good in our own way, and I think the best thing to do is have your own style and stuff like that. But, yeah, I have a pillow pet, and it's a dragon, but, the best, there's no such thing as bad artists. I hate smug artists who think they're better than everyone else, who decide to go around making other people feel bad about themselves, and it's happened to me. I've kind of felt bad, because there are times where I feel like there are people who just think they're so much better, and then I realize, what, my attitude's better than theirs, and you know what, I don't need to be like them, I paint and draw my own way. Sometimes I can be a little insecure about my art and stuff, but, I just hate people who don't have, to me, a good artist is going to see beauty in everyone's work, and not be some egomaniacal douchebag. A good artist, sure, there's nothing, critiquing is good, and giving advice is good if you're good at a certain thing that someone else isn't, but there's a way of going about it You know, not saying you're stupid, I'm better at this, let me show you how to do it, or you suck at that. How about, oh, you know, your value here could use a little work, you know, but, you know, it gives some helpful advice. Whatever. But this is probably going to be a little long, so I apologize. Oh, I hate people when driving. People, like, when you turn, you're supposed to turn it into the closer lane. I know a lot of people don't, but I hate it when people, like, turn into the further lane, but then kind of swerve and, like, they go and turn into the middle. It just annoys me. I always turn into the closer lane and blinker over. Now, if it's really busy or something, I'll be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go in the further lane. But I usually do the, you know, because that's what you're supposed to do, and whatever. It's not one of those things police always are going to pull you over for, but, you know, I'm paranoid, and I always try to drive as safely as possible, and I hate people that, like, ride my tail. I drive the speed limit, I'm so sorry, I always drive the speed limit, and I hate people who ride my tail. I'm like, I'm sorry, it's 30, I'm going to go 30, and now if it's raining, or people who, like, go way too slow during the weather, I'm like, I'm sorry, it's raining. You lived in the quads, we live in the quad cities, we should be used to the, you know, snow and stuff. I can understand if it's hailing, or it's really, really heavy rain, or it's harder to see, or it's really snowy, and it's, you know, maybe it's snowing right now, and the roads are kind of icy. I can understand. But if it's just raining, or it's snowed, and it's like, the roads are plowed, people drive, damn it. Another thing I hate, I guess, is when people do things that affect you without any sort of, I don't know, talking to you about it, listening to what you have to say. I hate it when people just decide things for you. Or they decide things and then they won't talk to you about it, or people just won't listen to what you have to say. People won't, you know, I just hate it when people don't listen to me, you know, consider about how I feel or what I have to say. And I think there's some decisions like that that have put me in the place I am now, you know, and I'm not really meaning that in a good way. But, yeah. I hate it when people don't try, I guess, to, you know, sometimes things happen, but I really wish that more people would be communicating with others. You know, communication's important. I think that sometimes, you know, if you're going to make a decision that's going to affect someone else, I think you talk to that person about it. There's one more thing, and then I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, liars. I hate people who lie. If you don't mean something, don't say it. You know? I hate lying, and I think there are certain things that people have lied to me about that honestly I don't think it's hard for, you know, me to completely trust people much. Like, to me, it's just like, if you tell me you're gonna do something, or you promise me something, or you say something, and especially if it's to help, you know, confidence or security, you know, give me a sense of security, don't break it. That's what I hate. Don't break my trust, because, you know, it's the most painful thing in the world that someone tells you something and then it ends up they don't mean it anymore, or either they never mentioned it in the first place. But, you know, if you tell me you're gonna do something, you know, I understand, like what Kyle said, he'd play Pokemon with me the other day. Well, something happened with his computer and he didn't, you know, whatever, it's not a big deal, but, like, I still think you should play Pokemon with me. But I'm not, like, using that as a bad example. I'm using that as an example of if someone says something and then something happens. But, you know, it's like, don't say I'm going to do this with you, or I'm going to do this, or I mean this, and then blow it up later without an explanation. Or, you know, sometimes legitimate things happen, but I don't know. This is super long, and I apologize, though. Bye.